sit back, relax, and enjoy week 3 of the college football season. So that's Barnes, 15-20. Barnes has a crease. Barnes! No flags! Touchdown, Wake!
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, kicking team, number 4. The result of the play is a touchdown. The 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
How's that for a start? 96 yards, and the Demon Deacons untouched, up 6-0.
Untouched, the operative word right there. And you're going to see some lane integrity violations on the right side of your screen where NC State's cover team just gets out of their lane and they open up the wide side of the field. And that young man right there, Chris Barnes, a Washington State transfer, can flat out fly. How often do you see untouched return for a touchdown in kickoff return?
5'7", 168 pounds, one of 7 players that came with Coach Dickert from Washington State. Got deep to receive for the Wolfpack, kind of a squib kick to Scott. 15-20, Scott to the 25-yard line. And that's 1 interception on the season. Hollywood Smothers, the star running back for the Wolfpack. And a flag on the play.
Number 74, 5-yard penalty. It's still first down.
Like that on the center, Jalen Grant.
Not the start you want to have if you're Dave Doran, the head coach for NC State. Give up a touchdown on the opening kickoff. Starting off this first drive, 1st and 15 with a pre-snap penalty.
Give to Smothers up the middle. Smothers averaging about 5 yards a carry in the early part of the season. The offensive coordinator, Kurt Roper, said, I'm dating myself, but when I look at that guy, I see a little bit of Tony Dorsett, which is a high acclaim for the young player.
Well, there's no question about it. The question is, does Hollywood Smothers know who Tony Dorsett is?
The Google machine. 2nd and 12. Bailey, complete. Incomplete, rather. It was intended for Noah Rogers. Trayvon West on the coverage, and now you're talking about a kick return, a penalty, and now a 3rd and 12 to open the game for NC State.
Well, and a drop right there by Noah Rogers, it would have put them at about 3rd and 5 instead of 3rd and 13. Obvious passing down, and this is where Wake Forest likes to heat you up. They want to give you a variety of different looks, simulated pressures like you see right here.
Showing blitz. Bailey over the middle. What a strike from C.J. Bailey. And Rogers, who was incomplete the play before, over the middle, 21-yard dart and a first down Wolfpack.
Look at him throw this ball between 4 black jerseys and defenders for Wake Forest. And the reason he completes it is because he's on time and the ball placement was perfect. Rogers making up for the previous drop.
Healthy dose of Smothers. Look, no matter what, NC State knows it's going to be tough to run the game early, the running game early, but they know they're going to have to stick with it as we take a look at our impact players built by the Home Depot.
You take a look at these players, and there's some good ones, and we're tough ones to choose this week. Hollywood Smothers, who we're getting a taste of right here, and tight end Justin Joly. Be on the lookout for where they line him up. Nick Anderson, maybe the best defensive player on this team for Wake Forest.
Bailey again, the check down over the middle. And a good job by finding Joly. You just mentioned him as one of your impact players. But one of the storylines coming out of last week's game against Virginia, down 10 at the half, they go into the locker room. They say, you know what, we're going to run the ball to start the third quarter because they believe that was their best chance to get back into the game, even down 10.
Well, they did. They put that game on the offensive line in the second half. And this has been a program that has struggled to consistently run the football over the last couple of years. Found their rhythm a week ago, and then all that did was take more pressure off of C.J. Bailey to open up the play-action passing game.
3rd and 1. Up the gut. Second effort. Spotted short. That was Duke Scott and Zach Loavichin, the first of the Demon Deacons there. Early decision now for Dave Dorn, the 13-year veteran at NC State.
They're your plus 50-yard line in today's game. This is 4-down territory. I like it.
And here comes the true freshman quarterback, Will Wilson. 1,100 yards, 20 TDs a year ago from Richland Northeast in Columbia, South Carolina. They will use him in these short yardage situations. Just like that. And that's why first down, NC State. And you look at him lose. I got a good look at him pregame, 6'1", 230. Healthy trunks on the true freshman.
Yeah, he is a load. And, you know, the reason why they get into that is the direct snap to the quarterback gives you an extra blocker on offense because now your tailback becomes your lead blocker. They pull around the opposing offensive guard and Anthony Carter. Great short yardage package for NC State.
Give it back to Smothers, trying to string it outside, and a good job by the Deacs defense to corral him after 3. And Nick Anderson, the guy that Coach Dickert told us, he's the guy. He's everything to us, and he would know with the defensive background as we've got a...
Started each of his first 2 seasons at right tackle, made the move to left tackle this season. One of the most athletic players on the field, ran a 4.8, 640 and hit 19.8 miles per hour on the GPS this offseason. I'll keep you guys updated.
Yeah, C.J. Bailey had to use all the miles per hour on that one to avoid the pass rush, led by newer Gakuth rather. Tyler Walton there as well.
Gakuth really went after the replacement there in Teague Anderson, 54, who moved over to left tackle. It's what caused the pressure and forced C.J. Bailey to rush and flush and get out of the pocket. So long 3rd and 7 here.
This defense has rotated as many as 9 defensive linemen in the first 2 games. 3rd and 7, 10th play of the drive. Bailey, screen, Smothers, smothered. Early part of the season, the story for Wake Forest, only giving up about 9.5 points per game. And that was Dylan Hazen and Loavichin again. Yeah,
Loavichin, just look at the black jerseys, turn and run to the football. Good things happen when you run to the football. Now it's a big stop for Wake Forest on defense on a long 3rd down. You got to get off the field on those 3rd and 7 pluses.
Caden Nuncaster to punt. Carlos Hernandez situated at about the 8-yard line to receive. Hernandez elected to let it bounce to the 7-yard line. 38-yard punt. ESPN College Football tomorrow night, 7:30 Eastern. Telling you what, Willie Fritz, it's a matter of time before he'll build that program into a winner. They're already 2-0 in the young season. Colorado appears to be making a quarterback switch. We'll wait and see tomorrow night. Coach Prime won't confirm more tonight. Connor Wegman, he's a heck of a player. Once a 5-star Texas A&M, now at Houston. And speaking of heck of a player, bring it out for the first time because they didn't have an offensive possession. Robby Ashford, the quarterback this year for Wake.
Super dynamic, athletic. He's going to be a problem when the play breaks down. That's what NC State's worried about tonight, is containing him on the creative improvisational plays.
Ashford on his 4th stop. Damon Claiborne on his 1st carry. And that's Caden Biscuit Fordham on the tackle after 3. Ashford started his career at Oregon. Played for the baseball team at Oregon, then moved on to Auburn for 2 seasons. Played for South Carolina a year ago, and now he's here at Wake Forest. Quick shot outside. And that was Barnes who scored the touchdown. Again, they're going to find ways to get him. They'll move the guy into the backfield. They'll use him there for a little slip pass. They'll do whatever they can to get the speedster the ball and a gain of 3.
Well, he's the ultimate utility weapon, and when they keep putting the ball out to the perimeter like that, it starts to open things up on the inside for Devon Claiborne. Big third down here, backed up.
Ashford, time, finds his receiver. That's Sterling Burkhalter. And again, it's Fordham, but it's going to be a first down. Good completion. Here comes the tempo for the Deacs. Gain of 9.
Got to get lined up if you're NC State on defense, and I like this throw. Good ball placement from Robby Ashford. Patient, throws it low to the left. Fresh set of downs.
Play fake. Ashford looking deep. Has a guy. Open. Barnes. And if there's a player making an early statement with the flag at the end of that play, it's the track kid, Chris Barnes. And it's going to be penalty on top of it, 70 yards.
Personal foul, horse collar tackle, defense number 29. The penalty is enforced half the distance to the goal from the end of the play. Automatic first down.
In fairness to Brody Barnhart, he had to do what he can to bring Barnes down. It was a horse collar, but if not, it's 6.
Well, I'm shocked that he caught him, to be honest with you. But Robby Ashford made the throw tonight right there that he missed last week. He did not make those plays, missed 2 touchdowns, deep touchdowns a week ago versus Western Carolina. Had to get that corrected tonight and did right there.
They're going to blow the whistle dead. Penalty prior to that.
Prior to the snap, false start. Offense number 4, 5-yard penalty. It's still first down.
All right, that's Burkhalter, false start. They told us about Robby Ashford. Look, you know the story. He's a highly recruited kid that came out, Oregon, Auburn, South Carolina, now Wake. They believe that not only he gave them the best chance to win, but he got picked because he didn't make mistakes and turned the ball over.
Well, and that's what he's got to continue to do. He's got to make the routine plays routinely in the passing game, create when the opportunity is there with his legs, because he is a dynamic athlete, and then hit on those open targets to get those explosives tonight.
So 1st and goal now. Ashford, quick toss to Claiborne. And don't let Claiborne's height, 5'10", 195, fool you. This kid's stacked.
There's a difference between being short and small. He's not small.
Over 1,500 all-purpose yards a year ago. Coming off 193 yards and 3 touchdowns a week ago. Trips to the right. Ashford gonna keep it. Bottled up first. Second effort for Ashford. Spotting him down at the 1. Looked as if for a minute he may have gotten in, but they're gonna spot him down at the 1 to bring up 3rd and goal.
Well, that's close. I just don't think the official on the sideline. Oh, that's very, very close. Official on the sideline might not have had a great look at it.
The ruling on the field of the runner being short of the goal line is under further
Heavy
review.
personnel now coming in
they're gonna take a look at
for Wake Forest, and they're going to take a look at it. They should.
All right, so if you've been watching the ACC football games, they allow us in the game day operations center.
Ruling on the field, the runner was short of the goal line.
Okay, Tim, I got this is the cart right down the goal line. Let me go back just a little bit. We got an extension here. That's why I stopped it to kind of look at that, but then you lose the ball and it's short there. But I just wanted to take another check. He doesn't surge back. Yeah, we're going to upheld.
All right, looks good to me. Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Upheld.
Further review, the ruling on the field is upheld. It's 3rd down.
Can I just tell you and thank the ACC for allowing us in their operations center, the transparency, so the fans can hear what's going on at home. I think that is fantastic.
It's not only is it fantastic, it needs to continue to grow and be utilized throughout college football, because when the fan at home gets to hear the discussion back and forth with the officials, and you listen to the mechanics and what goes into making the decision, you end up with a much greater appreciation for how difficult the job is and why a call is ultimately upheld or reversed.
Now, to be clear, the fans will still disagree with it, but at least we get to hear the process. So 3rd and goal. Claiborne. Don't need to review that one. How about this statement from the home team?
Listen, it's looking good and it's feeling good if you're a Wake Forest fan, because 2 weeks ago against Kennesaw State was a struggle. Last week against Western Carolina, more of a tune-up. And now they were going to get their first test of the season and have acquitted themselves very well so far for the first half of the first quarter.
Connor Calvert on for the extra point. So they had a 96-yard kick return. Understood. By the way, go the speed limit in your neighborhoods, please. Children, dogs, etc. Caleb Carlson to kick. Duke Scott deep. Into the end zone. 25-yard line is where we begin. Peak back in at left tackle after getting injured on the previous drive. Stay with Smothers. That's a chunk yardage play for Smothers. Gets the first down and then some. Karan Prunty brings him down. And a gain of 14 down to Harry.
Matt, you see left tackle Jakarius Peak back there in the game. He got that left brace on his knee tightened up. He rode the bike a little bit, was practicing his pass protection down here. And then when he came back on the field, he smacked a couple guys to the helmet. So it looks like he's feeling pretty good.
Ready to lead these big fellas that love the running game. 6 of their 8 TDs so far this season have come on the ground. Teddy Hoffman, he's a talented freshman they like, is in the game. But when it's not broke, don't fix it. Claiborne gets a lot of the coverage. That was C.J. Bailey. He can run as well, brought down by Anderson, another gain of 10.
And I love this play call because it forces the defense to always have to wonder, does number 11 got the ball? Because you're already consumed with Hollywood Smothers. Nice little pull there from Kurt Roper, the offensive coordinator.
Good job by Bailey avoiding the rush. Man, is that a talented quarterback play. Avoid the rush, climb the pocket. Keenan Jackson opposite side of the field, and a gain of 19.
Keenan Jackson from Weddington High School in South Charlotte. And the poise right there, the ability to keep your eyes downfield under duress is what makes C.J. Bailey, considering his age, just mature beyond his years. He throws it low to the outside, fresh set of downs.
The ruling on the field of a completed pass for a first down is under further review.
All right, we're going to go back. They're going to review whether that was a completed catch to Keenan Jackson. And as we showed you prior to this, the ACC will allow us to listen to the reviews. I'm not in the ACC Game Day Operations Center, Lugs, but that looks, from our vantage point,
let's take a look.
Clean. All right, let's go listen in to the Game Day Operations.
Hey, Steve, Tim here.
Hey, Tim.
We had a completed pass for a first down at the ruling on the field.
Okay, I want to show you what I'm looking at. Whether the ball touches right there. But I don't see it moving, so we're going to uphold the ruling on the field.
All right, sounds good.
It has his arm underneath it, so we're going to uphold the ruling of the field, but it was close enough to take a look at it.
What yard line is that at?
Get a spot for him.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
After further review, the ruling on the field is upheld. First down.
All right, compliment number 2 coming tonight for the ACC Game Day Operations. They did it quick.
Oh, did it quick, fairly easy, obvious call right there. Good job by Keenan Jackson. Once he got under it, by immediately rolling and tucking the ball tight to his chest, leaves it not up for debate.
All right, so here comes the Wolfpack. NC State wanted to see how they would respond, and so far 3 straight first downs, gains of 14, 10, and 19. Smothers kicks it left. Smothers has space. Hollywood big on this drive. A designed run up the middle. Great vision out of the sophomore running back to kick it outside and get 18.
Yeah, and Wake Forest not able to set the edge right there. And now you've got big number 7, and Gat Kuth. He can't turn and run fast enough to catch up with Hollywood Smothers.
What do we say about Kurt Roper and his love and reliance on the running game? We've seen it on this drive. Bailey pulls it. Tries to get away from the defenders, and Wake Forest catches up to it. How about that from Nick Anderson? Got a flag on the play.
Holding. Offense number 75. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
That's what we call a bear hug right there. If you want to see where it starts off on the left guard, it's going to be right here, and then as the play starts to go to the sideline, you're going to see him get his hands on the outside, and he's just going to grab. And from the center judge's position, he sees it right in front of him.
Slovician was the one that got held. Now 1st and 20. Bailey gets it off just before the pressure gets to him. What a great individual move there by Smothers. Cuts it back for 9. Aiden Hall brings him down. They get some of the penalty yardage back, if not all of it. It's going to bring up 2nd and 11. And we're got Kuth again on the pressure.
Saying his name an awful lot tonight for this defensive front 4. It's a multiple front. They like a lot of interchangeable parts.
I said goal number 1 tonight, make a dirty pocket. They've done that, but here Bailey has time. Rolls out to his right. Now it becomes schoolyard ball. You see Bailey. He's got space if he wants it. C.J. Bailey. There's the threat that this quarterback poses. You think you have him bottled up. Peak gets the clear block, and he's able to find his way to a first down.
This is all Jacarius Peak at the end of this play right here that allows for C.J. Bailey to make this play. Look at that block right there on the edge.
So they marked him short. It's going to be 3rd and inches. And here comes Will Wilson again. Short yardage quarterback, 3rd and inches.
At some point, when you know what's going to happen here, when you bring in Will Wilson, the pop pass.
Extinguisher, we'll update you on that, but first things first. Will Wilson still in, 3rd and inches. And Wilson met immediately by Langston Hardy.
This is going to be close, Matt.
So here comes 4th down. They marked him. I mean, this is 4th and a grass blade. Wilson back in as well. They're going to use another timeout, NC State.
Sorry, timeout.
Smothers in the backfield. Bailey under center. And now a timeout, Wake Forest.
Charge timeout. Wake Forest, their first of the half. It will be 30 seconds.
All right. Bailey gonna throw. Bailey has a receiver. 4th and 1. Touchdown, Wolfpack. Kurt Roper said we got to find a way to get Justin Joly the ball in his hands. Team's leading receiver with receptions coming in. How about that play call on 4th and 1?
Well, I love the play call, and to be honest with you, Wake Forest screwed it up. Devon Patterson, number 5, is tracking Justin Joly, the tight end. We'll take another look at it, and he's got him covered, but it turns him loose. Makes for an easy read for C.J. Bailey.
So Kanoa Vines. So we saw Chris Barnes with the kick return to open the game. That one goes out of the back of the end zone.
From the top all the way down, he feels much better about it.
Ashford and Claiborne on now. A good job by the Wolfpack defense to corral him early. That was Biscuit. Isaiah Shirley.
That's a heck of a tackle in the hole there by Caden Fordham. Because if he doesn't make that tackle, Claiborne's off to the second level, one-on-one with a safety.
Who do you like in that matchup?
When it comes to making you miss, that guy will make you miss in a phone booth.
2nd and 7. Ashford, fake, up the middle. He's got that in his game, Lugs. He is a tough runner. We're talking about C.J. Bailey and his running ability. But Ashford has it as well. That's 13 in the first.
Well, we talked about the lead blocker now becomes your +1, where you can outnumber the defenders in the box. You see Devon Claiborne right there, lead blocking for Robby Ashford. Nice play design, good execution at the point of attack.
Early part of the season, NC State, they've been giving up yardage on defense, but when they clamp down in the red zone, that's been their saviors. Ashford's pass, intended for Burkhalter, is going to be incomplete.
Ruling on the field is an incomplete pass.
You know, people might spook and see the yardage. NC State 16th in the ACC, 463.5 yards per game. But then when they get in the red zone, it's 2nd in the ACC. Lauren told us bend but don't break is all good, but the most important stat to him on defense is scoring.
They might want to take a look at that last catch from Burkhalter there.
I don't know that it was as close as it looked. 2nd and 10. Untouched pressure, picked off. Isaiah Shirley. Touchdown. In a blink of an eye. Up 14-0 midway through the first quarter in big Isaiah Shirley for the Wolfpack.
So he's involved in a line stunt with Brandon Cleveland, number 44. And Robby Ashford is just trying to drop the ball in to Chris Barnes, number 10, on the crossing route. Look at the big fella rumble.
6'3", 280. Who doesn't love a thick 6? Big fella. What a turn of events here. So tied at 14 all. And the mistakes with Ashford. It's what they had talked about tonight, that he was going to have to make some of these off-schedule plays. And that one, he tried to force it into Barnes. And it led to a pick 6 and a tie ball game here in the first. Well, so that's Claiborne. When in doubt, you need to establish something, give it to the star running back. He gets 8 on first down, brought down by J.J. Johnson. A key block there by George Sell, the right guard.
Yeah, they love to pull the guard and tackle. Sometimes it's the tackle H-back, create that counter, and then watch Devon Claiborne put his foot in the ground and get downhill.
First appearance tonight for Ty Clark III. Play fake Ashford. One-on-one coverage up top. Tries to throw a rope. 2 flags down.
We're going to get a hold here on Wake Forest, Matt. Offensive lineman matched up versus Caden Fordham. I think it's Devin Kalani, the center.
There are multiple fouls by the offense. An eligible player downfield, number 79. That penalty is declined. Holding, number 70. 10-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
Number 70, and then he's going to step up right here, and that's where you're going to end up seeing the hold. It's going to be late. And he just pulls him and tags him down.
Holding number 1, Caden Fordham. So backs the ball up, 2nd and 12. Toss to set up the screen to Claiborne. He's got space. A nice play call there to get some yardage back. Chaz Wallace, Sean Brown. Bring him down for NC State.
Really good play call there, Matt, because now you get into 3rd and manageable there.
That's right.
Opens up the playbook just a little bit.
Third and short, they take advantage. That's a good shot and throw to Hernandez. And so that's going to be a first down, Wake Forest, brought down by Brian Nelson. The second good conversion.
Yeah. Really good conversion. We talk about Robby Ashford there. Just make those routine plays, right? And he does it right there. Nice pitch and catch.
So the eventful Big Four rivalry between Wake Forest and North Carolina State. A play fake to start the second quarter. Ashford going to look deep. Has a man wide open. That's Ini Falai. Falai inside the 20. And how about that to start off the second quarter? Big play for 43 yards to Falai.
I love this play design. You got the tight end on the right. He's going to come across what looks like a crossing route, and he's going to wheel up the sideline. Little patience from Robby Ashford. Throws a strike. And tonight, these are the explosive plays through the air that Wake Forest has been lacking the last 2 weeks.
It's been one big play after another. Claiborne tries to stretch it outside. Good job by that NC State defense to string it along with him. There's Sebastian Harsh. They're going to give him 2. That first quarter, 28 points, 252 yards of offense, 158 yards of returns. That's kick and interception. So your move, second quarter.
Got a grease fire, penalties, 2 reviews.
Got a little bit of everything. Jamarion Clements now. Jamarion Clements, rather, in the backfield for the first time tonight. Looks that way, fakes to him, goes back to him. Clements to the outside. Good open field tackle by Sean Brown. No gain.
Good decision there by Robby Ashford, Matt, because he wanted to push that ball downfield. There was nowhere to go. Got to understand where you're at on the field. Situational awareness. Got to come away with points here.
Got them all.
Offside with contact. Defense number 54. 5-yard penalty. It's still third down.
Sebastian Harsh is going, why are you picking on me, man? It was all of us. Little antsy on the hard count.
So now 3rd and 3. Oh! He did not close his mic. Ashford, quick roll right, quick throw right. That's going to be a first down, Wake. Carlos Hernandez moves the chains, brought down by Barnhart.
I really like that play call because you get the quarterback on the move. If he doesn't like it, he's athletic enough to do something with his feet and get upfield. It just gives you the best options in a down and distance like that.
So now 1st and goal. That's a good option too with Claiborne already on the board tonight. Had a little bit of wiggle there up the middle. And a gain of 7, now 2nd and goal.
Oh, he is a darter. Just jump cuts through the hole.
And they're going tempo. Ashford trots in for a touchdown. Second ago, Lugs, I asked you how NC State would respond down 14-0. They've tied it. And how about that for a response from Wake Forest to go 9 plays, 75 yards. Ashford 5 for 5 on the drive, and he trots it in to take the lead.
Huge response, tremendous balance, run to pass. Made a couple of really nice throws. You had a big explosive in there to the tight end.
Coach Dickert just told our Harry Lyles he wants to see resilience. I think that qualifies. Developing in Winston-Salem. Duke Scott deep to receive.
And through the first 2 weeks this year, uncommon poise and maturity and composure for a younger player under center.
I think the compliment you can get too from the offensive coordinator, he says he sees the game at a high level for this young of a player. Oh my! I mean, Langston Hardy was in the huddle and a loss of 3.
Well, he had 2.5 sacks, 2.5 tackles for loss a week ago, and he's just unblocked. They don't block the edge man on the line of scrimmage. And runs down Hollywood Smothers.
Smothers going to take it to the right side, makes a couple men miss, and that's a good individual effort out of Smothers to broke the tackle of Devon Patterson and a gain of 9. So we talked about it, the 3rd and manageable. Great job there by Smothers. Now 3rd and 5. We're going to officially make it 3rd and 4. Bailey looking left, has time over the middle, wide open. Terrell Anderson in a big play on 3rd down for the Wolfpack and a gain of 30.
Sophomore Anderson, we've already talked about Keenan Jackson, his sophomore counterpart. Well, this is all C.J. Bailey with his eyes downfield, in the face of the rush, just subtly drifting to his left, but never allowing his eyes to come down to the rush. Accurate throw, fresh set of downs.
Bailey a sophomore, Smothers a sophomore, Anderson a sophomore. The future is bright at NC State with some of these youngsters. We got a reverse, throwing it back. How about this ball play? And Wake Forest is like, nope. Ladarius Webb Jr. Loss of 4.
NC State really throws the reverse throwback screen, and all 5 linemen for NC State are there to lead the charge, and they cannot get in front of Webb, who makes the tackle in the open field unblocked.
Yeah, you're right, though. He had a convoy of meat waiting for him.
Whoa.
What a great individual play by Webb Jr. Bailey over the middle. They are working the middle of the field, and that goes through his receiver's hands. Nearly intercepted. That was Keenan Jackson that couldn't hold on to it. Braylon Johnson almost had a pick.
That's why you got to be a little bit careful to get that ball down. That's a catchable football, and it should have been caught by Keenan Jackson. But you never want to have your target elevated.
So 3rd and 14. How much will they try to chew off if it's 4 down territory? Duke Scott in the backfield. Slip screen over to the left side. Wake Forest, great recognition. Wesley Grimes unable to get much. And a stop for the Wake Forest defense.
Langston Hardy, 45, Nick Anderson. A host of black jerseys running to the football defensively. And you know the head coach, Jake Dickert, loves it. That's his side of the football. He wants aggression. He wants effort. Guys running on 93 octane.
Latina Birgaba, one of the guys there to make the tackle. So Nunekester to kick it deep to Hernandez. That's going to go into the end zone for a touchback. NC State had a chance to pin him deep. Weren't able to get it done. Wake Forest ball up 7 here in the second. As we get back to football here, 21-14 Wake Forest. 1st and 10. And what has been an entertaining ACC affair. Haven't seen Claiborne get loose yet. Picks up a couple, Sebastian Harsh and Brandon Cleveland there. You know, kind of an interesting stat from tonight's game. Wake Forest offense, they've been on the field for 3 possessions.
Yeah.
All of them have ended in a touchdown. 2 for them, 1 to NC State.
Yeah, there you go. But I'll tell you what, Robby Ashford really has responded since that interception, going 5 for 5 and a touchdown on the last drive.
See what he does here with the play fake. Dumps it off. Space. Good job tripping him up at his feet. There's Cleveland again. And a gain of 6.
Well, this is the value. You see 5 for 5 on the last drive, as I mentioned, but the value of getting in 3rd and short. They converted all 5 3rd and short scenarios in the last drive. 3rd and 4, 3rd and goal at the 1, 3rd and 5, and 3rd and 3. Got to get ahead of the chains on 1st and 2nd down.
And what did Dave Dorn and his staff tell us? We have got to be better on 3rd down this week. And so far, Wake Forest has had the edge, and they do so again. Another 1st down for Wake. And a gain of 5 for Claiborne.
It was a difficult outing defensively, particularly in the first half for NC State on defense last week against Virginia. And it was just 3rd down after 3rd down after 3rd down, and they could not get off the field.
Midway through the second quarter, Ashford has some blockers, cuts back. That was good, just trying to recognize I've got nothing. Slides down, Vic and Barnhart were there and gets 1. You know, we talk with Ashford. You and I were catching up during the week. His good is really good.
Yeah.
And if he unlocks it, he's one of the more dangerous players in the ACC.
He can rip all the throws. We've seen he's a dynamic athlete, physically on the hoof. You can tell what an athlete he is. He's just got to put it all together.
Blitz coming, empty backfield. Quick shot to the left side and a good job there. It was Claiborne and Shirley who had the pick 6. That's going to be 6-yard gain, and again, it's going to be a 3rd and short. Really impressed with this Wake Forest team here in the first half. We weren't sure. This close win against Kennesaw State opened it up against Western Carolina, but this really their first test of the year. And so far, first half, passing the test. Ashford. Oh, he just put that on his hip. He just dropped that on Micah May's leg to perfection. And Devin Marshall can't fault him on the coverage. That was just a perfect throw.
Have a throw, kid. Wow. Mays did not leave him a lot of room on that sideline either.
Oh, and Ashford's feeling it. How about that one? Breaks a tackle. That's Burkhalter. And since Wake Forest has upped their tempo on this drive, they've got something going now.
NC State on their heels defensively, and now Wake's starting to field a little bit, heating them up. You got to get your cleats in the ground on defense, and you look that defensive front right now as Wake slowed it down to some degree right here to get that ball spotted. Some tired defensive linemen up front.
Ashford 12 of 14, 206 yards through the air. Another throw. And then those are the ones that puzzle you.
call kind of puzzled me a little bit too. I felt since they had NC State kind of struggling to get lined up, looked like they're a little worn out, just line up and hand it to number 1.
It completed 9 consecutive throws, and you got to be careful with overthrowing Chris Barnes. He's only 5'7". The 2nd and goal. Ashford left. Claiborne slips, can never recover. Sean Brown to get the credit for the tackle on a loss of 1.
It's a good decision there by Robby Ashford. He had a little hook corner concept right behind it. They covered it up, forced him to take the underneath throw. Pitch and catch, and make sure you come away with points here if you're Wake Forest on offense.
See if NC State, they bent a little bit on this drive, but can they not break and hold them to 3? A whistle here before the snap.
The previous play is under further review to determine if the receiver's knee was down.
Right after he caught the ball, if you recall, Damon Claiborne went down and tried to break his fall. I think they want to see if the knee was down there or was down as he fell forward.
I think by my math, it would end up being a 1-yard difference either way.
Is that Arizona State math?
It is ASU math. All right, let's go back to the ACC Game Day Operations Center. They'll let us listen
On
in.
the field if the receiver's knee was not down.
All right, Tim, the shot you have right now is at the 12-yard line. His knee, I'll go back it up for frame and see it go down. So we're going to move the ball back to the 12-yard line, and it'll be 3rd down in position 3rd.
Position what? Get that again.
Position 5. It's going to be 3rd down.
All right, at the 12-yard line.
Yes, sir.
All right.
And we're going to, we're winding.
Yep.
Good clock.
All right, got it, guys.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you.
After further review, the receiver's knee was down. The ball will be placed at the 12-yard line. It's 3rd down.
All right, so ASU math strikes again. It was actually a 2-yard difference. But a good job there by the Operations Center to ID that the knee was down. So now 3rd and goal after losing 2.
Right now in that huddle down there on that Wake Forest sideline. All right, guys, don't put the ball in harm's way. Ensure we come away with points.
And they're 6 of 6 on 3rd down. And if they convert on this one, it would be a touchdown. But to your point, get points out of the drive.
Remember, NC State gets the ball to come out of the locker room to start the 3rd quarter.
Ashford. And he couldn't keep his feet either. Kind of barreled his way forward into Fordham and to Brown. And there was that bend but don't break defense we saw at NC State a week ago. And they're going to hold the Demon Deacons to a field goal attempt. It's going to be Connor Calvert. He's a Washington State transfer as well, 1 of 3 on this season.
Well, that was meant to be a quarterback draw and go up the middle. And Keon Sloan, number 8 for NC State, just flashed across the middle of the field, put a stop to it.
Clean snap. Clean kick. And they get the points.
Crossing route. Now this time they sell the crossing route to Falai, the tight end, 84, and then pump it up the sideline on the wheel route. Good execution and really a fine start tonight for Robby Ashford.
Since that pick 6, 10 of 11 for 122 yards. So again, it's been about response tonight. What does CJ Bailey have up his sleeve? Down 10, just over 4 to play here in the first half. He's going to roll to his right. And he's going to throw it to Keenan Jackson. Slides down, 1st down. We've seen both coordinators move the quarterbacks out of the pocket. Bailey there had an option to run or throw. He took the 15.
Yeah, I love it, and threw it and got it low to the outside, and Keenan Jackson goes down and gets it. think anytime you can move the pocket with an athletic quarterback, it just puts so much strain on the perimeter of the defense.
And Smothers gets hit hard at the line of scrimmage. Frank Cassano there. Wake Forest, I mean, this defense has been good all year. I mean, they're laying some hits tonight.
Cassano, another one of those Washington State transfers coming over with Coach Dickert. And the guys they've brought over, they made good choices on, Matt, because they've all been, through the first now 3 weeks of the season, significant contributors.
Yeah, with Dickert being a defensive guy, comfort food that he knows, players are going to come in and get the system as Bailey's going to tuck it and run to no avail. Jaden Loving there, and that's going to be a loss of 1, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and long.
Jaden Loving does an excellent job there at the point of attack, standing up the blocker and then shedding the block to get over into the gap to his right to make this tackle. It looked like it might have had a chance to go. And 3rd and long for NC State.
4th TFL for the night. How about that strike from Bailey? I mean, the coverage on Noah Rogers was good, and they got just about all of it back, and he's going to be inches short.
Yeah, it's a bit of a curious spot, too. I like he initially caught it in his momentum. Yeah, just about right.
My guess is that's what Dave Dorn's telling the line judge there.
Timeout.
So that's the 2-minute timeout. Wonder if they'll take the time during the timeout to perhaps have another look at that. It's going to be 4th and short as you were watching ESPN College Football Primetime presented by Liberty Mutual. Kevin Connors, thank you. We do want to point out during the break, Expedited Review gave NC State a 1st down. I want to bring in our rules analyst, Jerry McGinnis. You see Smothers get that for 6. So, Jerry, Expedited Review on this one. They ended up giving NC State the 1st down. Your thoughts?
Yes, Matt, I like the Expedited Review. It's a really good use. The receiver receives the ball. He has possession of the ball at the 50-yard line. Then he's pushed back. So it's a great call on their part.
Okay, and it's a great throw on C.J. Bailey's part there. Let's see if that jump starts NC State. Ashad Williams brings down Grimes, who spent the first 2 years of his college career here at Wake Forest. That's a gain of 14.
Just so impressed with C.J. Bailey's eyes and his ability to work through progressions quickly.
I'm telling you, both these quarterbacks have been good. Hollywood. So after that play, double-digit gains. That's for 19. Key block by the center. Wolfpack in business now. 1st and 10.
Yeah, this is a critical series for NC State. Again, getting the ball coming out of the locker room to start the 3rd quarter. As you look forward, you want to carry this momentum and some positivity into the locker room with 6.
And still get a 1st down. Ball spotted at the 11. Play fake. Loft. No one. Pressure from Loving. Same talk we just had a moment ago with Wake Forest. You're down here in the red area, get points, especially knowing you get the ball in the 2nd half.
No negative plays. Avoid a sack. Don't turn the football over. Situational awareness down there. And I think that's what both of these quarterbacks tonight have done a really good job managing their football teams.
Over 200 yards offense, both teams tonight in the 1st half. Bailey looking left. Now he takes off right to run, gets something out of nothing. That's a good play by the quarterback to get what he can. Anderson Loving forced him out of bounds. It's going to be a gain of 4, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 6. If you're Kurt Roper, what are you looking to call here at this point of the field with 1:08 left, 1 timeout, 1st possession, 2nd half?
Well, I want to see if I can locate my big tight end, Justin Joly. He's a guy who's going to split out to the bottom of your screen here. Number 3 receiver on the inside of trips. Now he's going to motion to the top. Keep an eye on number 7.
Pressure. End zone. Incomplete. Wesley Grimes stayed on it, caught it, but it was out of bounds. Ashad Williams was on the coverage. And Wake Forest is going to hold the Wolfpack to 3.
Listen, I know he was out of bounds, but what a stellar effort.
Amazing.
To come down with that football.
So
wow.
Kanoa Vineset on for the field goal. 24-yard attempt. Vineset right through. Kind of a back and forth. Anything you do, I'll do it again. So now 24-17. Take a look now at the
couple of holds there on the flat to Joly, who we talked about. Little tussling in the back end line there, and I know it's out of bounds, but
Dave Doran's wondering the same thing.
what a great play. And now Dave Doran finds himself and his football team in the exact same position they were in a week ago.
Yeah.
Going to the locker room, and they did a nice job of cleaning some things up, particularly versus the run in the second half last week against Virginia. They're going to have to come out with the same level of intensity and corrections, because this offense for Wake Forest is humming.
The Wake Forest still 2 timeouts remaining. And I would bet, based on the confidence we've seen out of Ashford tonight with the 2 timeouts, they're going to take a look at it on first down.
Well, let's see what the return looks like as well, if they can get one.
They got one in the opening play of the game from Barnes. My bet is that fella hears about it from taking the ball away from Barnes. If they're good, it's good for college football. Ashford. Dangerous. That was a dangerous throw. Brian Nelson II was licking his chops, intended for Micah Mays Jr.
Yeah, trying to hit the corner route, and the corner sinks right into it. You see there, gets his paw up.
If he doesn't throw that ball too high.
It's picked, and we're turning around going the other direction with plenty of time left for the Wolfpack.
A second down and a break.
See that too high safety look from NC State. They want to keep the ball in front of them. Don't give up a big play here.
Quick shot outside to Burkhalter. Got to chew some yardage there, brought down by Brown. That's a gain of 8. Clock ticking, 2 timeouts.
8 tackles already tonight for Sean Brown.
Claiborne can't get away. Good defense there by Ronnie Royal III. And Wake's going to use one of those timeouts there. Back to NC State.
NC State, their 3rd and final of the half. Please set the game clock to 26 seconds. It's a 30-second timeout.
So they're going to get the ball back after the stop on 3rd down. 23 seconds left. We heard Coach Dickert.
The defense has elected to take this a full timeout. 1-minute timeout.
That's the referee.
Shock with this weather here in Winston-Salem.
Pellets of fur. Teddy Hoffman. All right, so 19. Unless they try to take a shot on first. And a half that's seen 41 points, almost 500 yards of offense. And there's what we were just talking about a moment ago. The Smothers gets him 8. And that's where we will take it to the half. Man, has this one been entertaining. 41 points. We had a kick return. We've had a pick 6. We've had a food truck on fire. Just a normal ACC game on a Thursday night on ESPN. Quarterbacks have been brilliant. Formed back and tied it. Now it's a 7-point advantage for the Demon Deacons. It'll be C.J. Bailey and company first as we go down to Harry.
Guys, I caught up with Wake Forest head coach Jake Dickert coming out of the line.
1st and 10, 25. And they go to Smothers, who's been the hot hand for Wake Forest, or NC State rather, tonight. Dylan Hazen with the tackle, no gain.
Dylan Hazen doing a really good job. And when you hear Coach Dickert talk about maintain and set the edges on defense. They do not want Hollywood Smothers to bounce one to the perimeter and turn the corner. Great example right there, hustling to the football, making the tackle at the point of attack.
And again, already over the average for the season tonight, 9.5 points per game. But all of this is to say Wake Forest felt good about their defense coming in. Their head coach is a defensive guy, as Bailey had plenty of time to find his receiver back to the right. That was Rogers, brought down by West.
How about C.J. Bailey? First of all, credit the offensive line in front of him. But he works that progression from the boundary side, two-man route to his left, comes all the way back over to the deep curl route. Just a great sense of awareness of where his people are.
I hope the TV's giving you an indication of how strong his arm is.
Oh, man. Shoulder's got flames on it.
From the food truck?
Possibly.
Play fake. Wide open, and he missed him. He had Keenan Jackson running free, and he's going to want that back for the rest of the season.
That is something we have not seen C.J. Bailey do, is miss wide open targets. And this one, he just needed a little bit more air to drop that thing in the bucket. Man, you're right. He wishes he had that one back on a string.
The true freshman, Teddy Hoffman, in the game, someone number 12 to keep an eye on. Bailey again goes to his comfort food, Justin Joly, and that's why he picks up 8, going to bring up 3rd and short.
Pitch and catch. Take what the defense gives you. Now you put yourself in great position. Full complement of the playbook here on 3rd and short.
That's right. 81 yards in the first half for Smothers. Swing it outside. Smothers out of the backfield. And Wake, what a great job corralling the running back for a loss. Langston Hardy already had a TFL in this game. Grabs another on 3rd down. And what a statement out of Wake Forest and their defense to start the 3rd quarter.
Just a fantastic job of not falling victim to eye violations and what's going on in the backfield. Stay home. Force the ball back inside to where all your partners are as black jerseys come running to the rescue.
And remember, that drive had a touchdown waiting to happen and an overthrow and a wide open receiver. And now NC State's got a punt. And Newt Kester, good coverage by the Wolfpack on Hernandez. Devin Marshall there on the tackle. All right, so first possession for Robby Ashford and Wake Forest. You made the statement that you thought maybe it was the best half of football Robby Ashford's played in his career. What about him in the second half does he need to do to keep Wake Forest on top?
Well, I think he's got to continue to use his legs, and that may be determined on the play call. But the explosive plays when they're there, which he did not make a week ago, and he has made tonight, don't hesitate to take a shot. Stay aggressive.
And they're going to do a quick shot outside to Barnes, who's had a big night for Wake Forest. Good job getting something. Barnhart brings him down after 3. If you're just joining us, Barnes, the opening kick return, 96 yards, then had a 70-yard reception to set up another score. One of those transfers from Washington State that came over with Dickert. They've been unable to get Claiborne going, and give credit for NC State. That's Kean Sloan, a transfer from Utah State that was there.
Oh, Coach Dave Doran loves this guy. All he does is run to the football right here, and then he's going to redirect and able to make the tackle as he slips underneath the block. What a play right here to make this tackle. Huge INT to close out the game in the end zone last week versus Virginia. He's everything this program's about.
3.1 yards a carry for Claiborne tonight. Ashford marked off his spot. He's got speed. Flag down. At the moment, enough for the first down, but likely coming back with the flag.
Holding. Offense number 70. 10-yard penalty. Repeat third down.
We've seen Kalani now commit a couple of holding penalties.
Yeah, I don't know if I like this call on the center. He does a nice job, gets his hands inside. I believe that might be the wrong number call. I think that's the right tackle. Nevertheless, called on the center.
Either way, moves it back. 3rd and 18 now. Set up the screen to Claiborne. And NC State, he gets some, but not enough. Barnhart, he's been active, gain of 12. So in a first half that saw 41 points, we open up the third quarter with consecutive punts.
Well, and one of the things that we haven't seen from Wake Forest tonight are penalties negating drives.
Right.
And that was a big one right there. And it looks like NC State's going to have pretty good field position here.
And Teddy Hoffman deep to receive the Cal Joseph punt. Fair catch for Hoffman at the 30. So just like we expected in a high-scoring game, pair of punts to start the second half.
It's a swish.
So we're at Charlotte Rice next week. So Charlotte, you're on the SportsCenter on campus clock as C.J. Bailey's going to whip that one to the right. All right, so that, Luke, when I was talking about the arm strength a minute ago, that's a long throw to the other side of the field to Terrell Anderson.
Yeah, opposite hash, over to the opposite sideline on a frozen rope.
Anderson, a sophomore. Bailey, a sophomore. Same story for Hollywood Smothers. That's going to be movement on the defense. Free play for Bailey, and he knows it up top. Another flag. That's going to be on Karan Prunty on Keenan Jackson. And that's a good quarterback taking advantage of a free play.
Certainly is. It's interesting, too. Saw some hand fighting on that, and it looked like at the last second, Prunty turns around to try to locate the ball. He's got his hands all over Keenan Jackson on the sideline.
There are multiple fouls by the defense. Offside, number 99. The penalty is declined. Pass interference, number 3. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
All right, so the America Ball offsides at this point, irrelevant because the free play Prunty got for the passing interference. We're looking to see if, is that the second great incomplete catch we've seen tonight?
By 2 different players.
Are they going to look at this?
The ruling on the field of an incomplete pass is under further
I was going to say,
review.
looking at that again, and all right, so we'll look at it with our eyes first. Ooh, loose.
That's really close. They're going to take a close look at that left foot and left knee.
Let's dip into the ACC Operations Center.
All right, so we got firm grip and control there.
He survives the ground.
He survives the ground. It's just whether the knee is, and I lose the knee here. I don't see anything else that, because you lose the knee in the left end zone.
Yeah,
and you,
this one, I'm not seeing enough. Are you?
No, I'm not. No.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, we are upholding the ruling on the field.
Uphold the ruling on the field, and we'll take the DPI.
Thank you.
DPI.
All right.
Yeah.
After further review, the ruling on the field is upheld. First down.
Let's bring in Jerry McGinn, our rules analyst. Jerry, what did you see?
I saw exactly what the replay staff saw. There wasn't enough evidence to overturn this. There's no indisputable video evidence, so they must remain with the call on the field, which is incomplete pass. Nice job.
You see the sideline reaction from his teammates. But look, either way, they were getting the DPI. That's pass interference, but Lugs and I are... No, we're the announcers, so we want the catch, but no one cares what we want. 1st and 10. Smothers does a great job cutting left. I tell you what, tonight for Hollywood Smothers, the story with him is when it gets clogged up at the line of scrimmage, his bounce is good, Lugs.
Yeah, terrific vision right there to exploit the cutback lane. They just run simple inside zone to the right, and he sees flow in front of him and immediately cuts back. You know, it's so difficult to get a clean shot on him.
90 yards on the night, averaging just under 7 yards a carry. 2nd and short. Smothers again. Now he has space, tried to cut it back. That'll be a 1st down, NC State. Braylon Johnson brings him down. And Duke Scott's going to spell it. Coming into the game, average just over 5 yards a carry. He's well above that average tonight, now over 7.1 yards per carry. That's C.J. Bailey to the outside. Justin Joly had himself a pancake on that one. Got 6 yards for the quarterback. Going to bring up 2nd and 4.
Yeah, really impressed with Justin Joly there, Matt. Does a really good job getting out on the perimeter and allowing C.J. Bailey to bounce this play outside.
Boom.
Puts the defender on the ground.
Duke Scott again. Boy, he's a load up the middle for NC State. Similar to what we saw in the second half a week ago. Rely on the running game even though you're down, and now they're goal to go.
Yeah, and they're getting a feel for it. And you're right, that's the thunder to the Hollywood Smothers Lightning. When they want a downhill presence, enter Duke Scott, 215-pound redshirt freshman.
4 straight runs for NC State. 9 yards, 9 yards, 6 yards. That one 11. Make it 10 straight runs. Wake was ready for that one.
Similar recipe, right, Matt?
That's right.
I mean, this is exactly what NC State wanted to do. Coming out of the locker room last week, they accomplished that. End up winning the game, coming from behind against Virginia. And you're seeing the exact same approach here in the 3rd quarter.
Players probably surprised, down 10 a week ago. They want to lean on the running game. They come out, and Kurt Roper in this offense says, we know we can do that best. But they are balanced tonight. 143 yards on the ground, 152 yards through the air. Empty backfield for Bailey, looking left, one-on-one coverage, tosses it up, incomplete. Teddy Hoffman covered by Trayvon West, and now 3rd and goal.
CJ'd like to have that ball back. CJ Bailey wants to make the back shoulder throw here. He's just a little too high. He'd like to get that thrown just slightly to the left so that the receiver can turn around. As Kurt Roper, first season as the offensive coordinator, worked with the quarterbacks a year ago. He's done a great job with his young quarterback, CJ Bailey, but you mentioned it, balance on offense here. Big 3rd down in the red area.
Here comes the blitz. Picked up, touchdown, NC State. Second one of the night for Joly. Led the team with receptions coming into the game, and the tight end is not disappointed tonight. So Kanoa Vineset on for the extra point, and we were one extra point away from a tie ball game here in Winston-Salem.
What an answer from NC State. You're going to get the tight end going over to the middle field. Cover zero, meaning everybody's coming. Your man across the board. Nobody in.
Luganville, Matt Berry, Harry Lyles. NC State trailed by 14 and tied it. Trailed by 10 and tied it. 2 double-digit comebacks tonight. And we'll see Robby Ashford completion rate on the night. Story here, they've been unable to get Claiborne going as Ashford's going to roll it, keep it, and dive. You surprised that to this point of the game, Claiborne only 33 yards and 11 carries?
Surprised that they haven't gone to him a little bit more consistently, because at some point or another, he's going to break one. You just got to keep feeding him. And what Wake can't do here, they can't press.
Does have the touchdown on the night. That's a great one-handed snag. And there's Sean Brown and on the tackle and a gain of 1. So now if you're NC State, you just drove down the field, you scored a touchdown, and now you got a 3rd and long. And all the Red fans that made the hour and 45-minute trip from Raleigh are on their feet. Ashford, pressured, gets out of it, goes downfield. His receiver broke free and he missed him. Hernandez had played the scramble drill perfectly, and they thought that Ashford was going to have to make some off-schedule plays. Kenny Soares Jr., the pressure, and NC State has to force a punt.
Yeah, big 33 just forcing Robby Ashford. This is a tough throw, off balance, off platform, throwing to your right and trying to throw it up and high, slightly back to your left. And NC State defensively, this looks like a carbon copy of last week.
3 consecutive 3-and-outs. Starting to develop a pattern here defensively after Wake Forest jumped out to an early lead. And that's Hoffman on the punt. Return for NC State. So perhaps a shift in the momentum here in Winston-Salem. Harry Luganville would not have been a thing. This is a huge defensive possession for Wake Forest because we are seeing that the last 2 possessions. You're starting to see NC State up front in the running game inflict their will.
This drive is going to be really important, and it's going to test the Wake Forest depth, and it's going to test their endurance and conditioning, because right now, NC State leaning on them.
Carter Jr. and Grant just sprung Smothers, who went over 100 yards on the night. 16 carries, 115 yards for the sophomore out of Charlotte, North Carolina. And they're right there on C.J. Bailey. Great job by Loavichin. And a loss at 2.
Look at Dylan Hazen from his linebacker position right there. Not fooled one bit. He could have easily taken a false step, gone with that running back. Instead, he stays at home, keys the quarterback. And after giving up that big gainer on 1st down, Matt, impressive here, forcing a 3rd and long by Wake Forest on defense.
A good look there, Luz, on Hazen, giving him the credit for the tackle. Good play on him on the quarterback. Now 3rd and 11. Bailey again had all time to throw And they're going to spot it for a first down to Noah Rogers. And you could see that pocket form around him. If he wanted to, he probably could have taken it off, but he stayed patient and made the throw.
He certainly did. And again, working, he looks like a sprinkler head. Left to right, just checking down and getting the ball out wide. It's a good spot, good catch. Fresh set of downs.
9th completion tonight of 10+ yards. You see his numbers on 3rd down. He's been impressive. Duke Scott in the backfield. And a good job the last couple of plays on the running defense for Wake Forest. Jaden Loving there. The clock continues to move here in the 3rd quarter. What a great game we've had on this ACC Thursday night.
It's been a pretty clean game, too.
There, you just did it.
I did.
You just did it.
Had to compliment him on playing clean football. The whole crew against me now.
All day to throw. And he put that one on him, incomplete. Jackson, the intended receiver. Devon Patterson, good coverage deep.
Patterson running stride for stride, and it was smart to get his left arm up late and watch him turn his head.
I'm going to tell you this. We saw the little snug of Joly's jersey in the first half. They're letting him play.
They absolutely are letting him play.
It's been consistent. 3 third down conversions of 10 or more yards tonight for the Pack. Blitz coming. Bailey gets out of the first level, can't get out of the second. The defense holds for Wake Forest, and it's Braylon Johnson. And there's a flag on the play that's hanging out at the 36-yard line. I checked at the 34-yard line.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct. Offense number 7, his first of the game towards ejection. 15-yard penalty. The down counts. It's 4th down.
So that was on Joly. 2 touchdowns on the night for the talented tight end.
You're going to take a look at got double A gap pressure, and your center is covered up.
To 2 minutes, 8 seconds.
And the back over here is late to pick this up, and which forces C.J. Bailey off his mark.
Please set the game clock at 2:08. Thank you.
And the rest of Wake Forest defensive front 7 rally into the football.
Not the first sack of the game. Now 4th and 32 after the sack and the unsportsmanlike conduct. So Noonkester. Favorable bounce for Wake Forest. Punt of 39. Beaktown has been good to the football gods, at least early on for week 3. And again, they cannot get Claiborne going. Give a lot of credit to Biscuit Fordham and that NC State defense. Just a short gain on first down.
Well, Kean Sloan, number 8, from his defensive end position, stands up at the point of attack. The left tackle for Wake Forest, forcing Claiborne to bounce the ball to the perimeter.
Screen. That was intended for Cameron Johnson.
Trying to set up the tight end screen there.
It was set up. And now 3rd and long again. Wake Forest doesn't have a first down in almost an hour of real time. Can they break the seal here? Ty Clark in the backfield. Pressure. Ashford brought down. Travali Price Now the second sack of the night, one for each team. And here we go back and forth on defense, Lugs.
Joly Price is going to come right up in there, and he's going to force pressure. And then we're off the edge right here. And now, once that pressure comes in his face, number 13 from the defensive tackle spot, Robby Ashford tries to step up, but the left side of that NC State defense, playing off of blocks, making the tackle. What a half and what a third quarter from this NC State defense.
So Cal Joseph the punt, Teddy Hoffman deep, and a line driver, and a flag on the play as that ball just took an immediate left out of bounds. By the way, did you see the arm strength on that flag throw? I kind of want to see the all 22 on that one.
Opposite hash throw for you?
You might have to start scouting that guy.
Yeah.
During the kick, holding, receiving team number 40, 10-yard penalty. First
All right, so that's a killer for field position for NC State. They're about to get that ball at the 40. They'll back them up. All right, bottom of your screen here. Watch the all right, so the punt goes out of bounds. Now watch the flag throw. Look at this. What do we have on that yardage? Oh, my goodness. That may have been a 20-plus yard throw.
Easily.
All right. Dorn's not impressed.
Not impressed at all because he was looking at terrific field position.
Jerry McGinn, replay analyst, gave one of his cohorts a 30-yard throw. So now Smothers back on the ground and did work just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Zamari Stevenson came up from his safety spot. An injured player now for Wake Forest. That's Casano, a linebacker, grabbing his knee. 22 seconds left here in the third quarter. They've had 41 points, Lugs, at the half. 24-24 all.
Point injury.
So they're going to look at Casano. Again, just 22 seconds left in the third quarter. But really, this second half has started with all defense.
No question, all defense. So somebody's going to have to make a play offensively to break this thing open.
For 20 years, All-State has celebrated every field goal and extra point made at participating universities by donating to the university's Athletic Scholarship Fund, supporting all student athletes. Thank you, All-State.
We were in halftime and we talked about the one thing that Wake Forest has done a good job of tonight is they haven't given up the big, explosive, over-the-top play. They've been able to run it effectively, and they've thrown the ball to short and intermediate areas, but they haven't had that big, explosive shot for points.
You can tell Casano in pain there, needs some help to get off the field. They get rolled up on by his teammate right there at the end of the ball play. So just 7 points here in the third quarter. We've got a tie ball game. And Quincy Bryant's going to see some time now with the Casano injury. And really another story here in the third quarter. They're going to let that clock go. We're going to go to the fourth quarter. But another story for me, third quarter, NC State, they're just going to keep pounding it on the ground, and they did so on that drive to tie this football game. So start of the fourth quarter, NC State ball, 2nd and 9. Bailey to throw. Flag down. 2 of them down. There's going to be some work here to do as Joly catches the ball for a big gain, but again, now I see 3 flags on the field.
Well, one of them is going to be against the left guard, Anthony Carter, number 75.
And then you wonder what the one downfield is going to be.
There are fouls by each team. Holding, offense number 75. Pass interference, defense. The foul's offset. Replay 2nd down.
You can't miss it when that line judge throws the flag. It came in from about 40 yards deep.
You're going to see right there Let's see a nice bear hug. Get your hands on the outside. Now you just tug right in front of the center judge.
The defensive foul was on number 45.
All right, so that was Nick Anderson on Joly. So penalties offset. We're going to replay the down, 2nd and 9. Another flag down as Bailey just kept scooting to his left.
Defensive holding here, it looks like. Noah Rogers getting tugged, the intended target for CJ Bailey.
Pass interference. Defense number 20. The ball is placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic. First down.
So Wake Forest had no defensive penalties all game, now 2 straight, and we've ID'd another guy that's just got a howitzer of an arm from the official.
To the left side of your screen right there, getting tugged. And
yep.
Darius Webb, number 20, who's actually played very well tonight, particularly as a tackler in run support.
Again, untimely penalties out of the Wake Forest defense. 1st and 10. Back to the ground. Back to Smothers. Has a crease. There goes Hollywood. Can he stay in bounds? Yes. Cuts back, and what an effort out of the North Carolina State running back tonight. 42 yards for Smothers and the Wolfpack. As Jacarius Peak, hurt early in this game, has sprung some key blocks.
Just enough patience there from Smothers to allow Peak to secure that and tuck right underneath off of his hip and get downhill north and south. And he does the rest with some slick moves downfield.
158 yards for Smothers, biggest play tonight. Duke Scott now in the game. Pop pass. And Grimes able to pick up some yardage. Picks up 4. We had started seeing the signs, Lugs, of the running game starting to take over for NC State up front.
Yep.
For an injury.
Got a Wolfpack player down. That's Teague Anderson, the right tackle. But to that end now, 193 rushing yards for NC State, just 52 for Wake. But some of the symptoms were there that the running game was starting to get big play after big play.
Well, and then you add in one component that was non-existent in the first half for Wake Forest that has reared its ugly head.
Defense now is Smothers motions out of the backfield. And Bailey just kind of had nowhere to go. That's Dallas off of lava. And it's going to bring up a 3rd and 7.
A little surprised they didn't just dance with who brung you right there. You want to continue to run it. Keep feeding number 3.
This is a big play in this ball game. 3rd and 7, tied at 24. Bailey to throw. Touchdown, NC State. You lean on Smothers, and then your talented sophomore quarterback drops one right on Keenan Jackson.
To the talented Keenan Jackson, who's also just a sophomore. You mentioned it early, Matt. There are some young wide receivers, Terrell Anderson, Keenan Jackson, not to mention Wesley Grimes and Noah Rogers. This is a really competent wide receiving core for NC State.
There's a lot of good youth and talent on this team as well. Dave Dorn is sitting on one. Numbers aren't eye-popping, 20 of 28, but 183 yards and 3 touchdowns. Again, all of those touchdown passes on 3rd or 4th down, but he's made some big throws, 20 of 28, and now NC State with a 7-point lead here to start the fourth. Remember, Wake Forest started the game with a 96-yard Chris Barnes kick return. Got up 14-0 as we check into Harry.
Matt, after that last Wake offense.
And so something here has to give as we're in the fourth quarter. Now they're down 7. 14 unanswered points by the Pack. Ashford on first down, rolling to his right, has some space. He'll get something. And you need to get back to that confident quarterback we saw in the first half. And it'll be interesting to see how the ball plays are called here on a night where you haven't been able to get your star running back going just 35 yards for Claiborne. It appears that this game is going to be on Ashford now for the rest of the way.
It is. We got just over 12 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter, so still plenty of time to run it. But you're right, and that was a smart decision by Robby Ashford right there to take what the defense gave him.
Again, 2 double-digit leads for them tonight. That ball's up in the air, and that's a heady play by the quarterback. Biscuit Fordham was the one that tipped that. Woo. And you saw Robby Ashford go bump, set, spike like we see the ladies doing women's volleyball that you can watch on ESPN.
Knock it down. Just a free rusher off the edge with Fordham.
It's Kean Sloan.
Yeah, trying to go after that football.
And you hear the NC State road crowd now. Pressure, blitz coming. Ashford, quick throw, incomplete. Intended for Hernandez. Marshall on the coverage, and another punt now for Wake Forest.
True freshman Teddy Hoffman back to return this punt. Just off the outstretched fingers. Number 8 there, Hernandez.
Wake again can't get anything going offensively. 5 straight 3-and-outs. It's Cal Joseph. Hoffman's going to have space. He'll take it just shy of the 50-yard line. Punt of 34 and a return of 13. Here comes the Wolfpack back on offense, up 7.
Program.
And Smothers now moves to the right of Bailey. Smothers now going to run it back to his left. He got caught up there, but that's what he's been doing all night. And that is a great tackle by Kershke, because if he doesn't trip him up, there was a lot of green in front of him.
Whoa, with a club on his hand as well.
Yeah, that.
Langston Hardy came off the ball where they wanted to run, stuffs it to the boundary there, and big number 11 forces it back opposite.
That could legitimately be a drive-saving tackle.
Oh, there's no question.
From our vantage point up here, all we saw on the other side of the field was grass. Bailey to throw, pressure on, one-on-one coverage. And it's incomplete. Prunty on the coverage, flag down, and I think they might get a late hit on Bailey.
Foul. Roughing the passer.
Yep.
Defense number 9. 15-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
So you can see him hopping. That was Quincy Bryant.
Matt, they are very fortunate at NC State because this is a low shot to CJ Bailey.
You can see he's still not right. He's going to try to jog it off. You see him kind of high kneeing. He's a tough kid, but here's another look. Ooh.
You're defenseless back there, and you're standing in there, and you're ignoring what's around you, focusing downfield on the throw. Those are those dangerous shots you just hate to see.
So it's going to reset the chains for NC State, who at this point would probably be content just running him. And now there's 2 more flags. I'd love to get a flag count since Luke said we played a clean game.
I knew it was coming.
I mean, my goodness, Luke, you did it.
Well, this one's on Justin Joly, the tight end.
There's
and
3 of them there.
Yeah, well, they might have been all called on him.
Holding. Offense number 75. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Well, they must have missed it on 7.
Yeah, that's his third.
Let's watch the left side of the offensive line here. See if they get the left guard, 75. Yeah, they do. Yep, get Anthony. They get both of them.
All right, so back and forth penalties now, 1st and 20. 8 penalties on NC State tonight for 74 yards. And Duke Scott, he gets back the penalty yardage, just about 8 yards. Nick Anderson brings him down. That gives the Wolfpack 201 yards rushing as a team on the night. It's been the running game here in the second half. He's got Duke Scott out of the backfield, plenty of space for Scott. And man, he's not looking to make a cut. He's looking to lower the shoulder on you, make you pay, and Patterson was on the business end of that one.
Tattooed. And again, C.J. Bailey just working through his progression, left to right, wanted to throw the curl route, saw a lot of black jerseys within his line of sight, and immediately pops it out to the wide route. And Duke Scott, been so impressed with how quickly C.J. Bailey has processed throughout this game, getting from point A to point B to point C.
Yeah, whereas Smothers will try to make you miss, Duke's like, just come here. So 3rd and 1. There he goes again, and that's going to be a 1st down Wolfpack. Kamen Smith, key block to get the yardage.
Matt, what a recovery by NC State. You get the holding call, spot foul, put you back at what? 1st and 21?
20. Yeah, and then they get 8 yards.
Yeah.
Then they get the swing out of the backfield, just kind of chunked it down.
Just methodical.
Now the clock under 10 minutes. They're not going to be in any rush to get a playoff. Smothers back in the game. Smothers to the outside, no gain. I asked Roper when we were catching up with him this week, I said, it seems to me that right now, especially with what we saw last week against Virginia, that you've ID'd a point in the game where you feel like you could steal the other team's will with the running game.
Yeah.
And he was like, that's exactly right. And that's how we feel. That's how we felt. And that's why you see them even down double digits. They're going to lean on this thing because they know it's a body blow that adds up in the 4th quarter.
Well, think of the point of pride you take as an offensive lineman, as a group of an offensive line, when the coach is telling you, hey, guys, we're putting this on your shoulders.
Quick screen out to Duke Scott. He's been good out of the backfield. Yeah, I believe the quote was, you know, the big guys, they like to get out there and run block a little bit. They don't always like standing up to pass pro. And let the big fellas eat. It's going to bring up another 3rd and 2. Got a lot of experience on that front for the Wolfpack. Junior at left tackle, a grad at left guard, a grad at center. Kamen Smith, the youngest, he's a sophomore, the right guard.
Nobody in the middle of the field.
There's a flag down pre-snap. For now, a 1st down. We'll see what they call.
Illegal formation, offense, more than 4 players in the backfield, 5-yard penalty, repeat 3rd down.
Oh, it just drives you nuts. See down here, and they're calling the guy at the top off the ball too. Including the quarterbacks, 1 too many.
You know, it drives me nuts when your booth partner says the game's been clean. And then it just goes to...
How long am I going to pay for it? Till the end of the night or all season?
Well, it's week 3. We'll find out.
That's right.
3rd and 7.
It was, too. Yeah, clean itself back up.
Time. Bailey across the middle, and a good open field tackle there. It's going to prevent the first down. Zamari Stevenson. And so it's going to be field goal time for the Wolfpack.
Well, this is a big field goal, too, for NC State with the way that Wake Forest has played on offense throughout the course of this second half and their inability to convert third downs on offense.
Be a 37-yard attempt by Vineset. 38 yards. Vineset down the middle.
Sense of urgency, but you don't have to get everything back in 1 or 2 plays.
The tale of the halves for Robby Ashford and the Demon Deacons. I mean, he was brilliant in the first half. Then the second quarter, last time they moved the chains. Running out of time now if they got to get something going. And did you see the speed on that play by Sean Brown?
Like he was shot out of a cannon.
I mean,
a missile.
He ran the other side of the field. This was just closing speed.
Look where he lined up.
Ashford. There's going to be a hold intended for Claiborne. So that's going to 10-yard penalty.
Holding. Offense number 73. 10-yard penalty. Repeat, second down.
All right, so now you're off schedule. You get 3 yards on first down. Now you get the holding penalty. Now you're behind the chain, 2nd and 17. And this is where you need your quarterback to stay in the drive and not force it.
Not force anything. Don't take any risk with the football. Get yourself, if you can, potentially half of this back. Don't throw the ball in harm's way.
All right, so there's an example of it. Over the middle, get some of the yardage back. That was Jeremiah Melvin. So once was 2nd and 17. 9-yard gain. Now 3rd and 8's doable, Luke.
Absolutely.
That's a smart play to get the 9 yards.
Smart, heady play.
What a incomplete. Looked like he stuck his hands out and grabbed it. That was Hernandez. And the offense is staying on the field here on 4th and 8.
It was actually a really well-thrown ball between 2 defenders intended for Hernandez. Jackson Vick and Sean Brown in white closing in.
So Jake Dickerts decided this could be the game. And NC State get it.
NC State, their first of the half.
Look, they've got the 3 timeouts. Use one, you're in a good position. You want to make sure you know what you're doing in a game where Dickert's basically saying all chips are in on this play.
No question, and NC State did not like when Damon Claiborne motioned out to go and be the wide receiver at the top of the screen. They want to make sure they've got, number one, the right personnel and can keep this ball in front of them.
I'm going to tell you something. This ACC now is going to be a fun league to watch the rest of the way. We were talking about it pregame when you look at the Miamis, the Florida States, for now the Clemsons, the Cream, right? The best teams in the league. And now there's a jostle now for who's going to be that 4th team. Well, NC State can stake claim to that. Louisville, we think, is going to be pretty good.
Yep.
Georgia
SMU.
Tech.
Georgia Tech. Yep.
SMU, Rhett Lastly, what he has going into the playoffs. So this league is going to have something to say about it now as we get to the back half of September. So 4th and 8. Ashford down. And that could do it. And he's slow to get up. That was Sloan and harsh. And what a second half performance by Dave Dorn in this defensive unit.
And then you're going to see Kean Sloan right here, and that's where the pressure is.
Is under further review for a potential targeting foul.
Oh, this could make things interesting. Right there on 54.
Yeah, Sebastian
on
Harsh.
Sebastian Harsh, 54.
All right, the Operations Center now, the ACC Game Day Operations Center.
You got me?
Yep, I got you loud and clear.
Okay, good. All right, here's the head. He lowers his head. And the crown of the helmet.
Yep.
Correct. This is number 54.
54 is the number. He attacks with force. It is a live ball foul still. Okay.
Yep, live ball foul.
So we're going to put targeting on. 54 is going to be DQ.
All right.
21 plus 15 would be 36, and then an automatic first down.
All right, you're going to the 36.
Going to the 36.
All right, and that's on number, what number again? 54. All right,
54.
perfect. Thank you.
54 white.
54.
After further review, personal foul, targeting, defense number 54, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
All right, our rules
Number
analyst,
54 is disqualified.
Jerry McGinn. Some might say that's a harsh penalty at this stage of the game. Jerry?
Yes, it's a tough penalty, but it's the correct call. The replay center, the command center for the ACC is really on top of it today. So it's a nice get by them. Unfortunately, number 54 does duck his head. He's not seeing what he's hitting, and he's going to sit for the rest of this game and the first half of the next game.
And it's so tough because the quarterback was already on his way down, which makes that tough.
Well, and you see a bit of a launch, and then, as Jerry just mentioned, when you lower the helmet, you're not seeing what you're hitting, and you expose the crown of the helmet.
Look, letter of the law,
call.
that's targeting.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's a defender that's difficult when the quarterback's being brought down by another teammate.
And a quick turnaround, too, by the way.
And a first down in more than 30 minutes of game time. So Wake Forest still in this now. That extended the drive. That was the ball game with that sack. And now they're still in it with Claiborne motioning out of the backfield. Ashford going to look right, throw right, intercepted. The next play after a targeting penalty, and NC State just takes it away. How about the defensive teammates picking up Harsh? As we got you.
Big time. Robby Ashford is just staring down. I believe Sterling Burkhalter, number 4. Yep. Ronnie Royal comes over and plucks the football. Great ball skills there by Ronnie Royal. But you're going to stare down your target for that long. NC State defender is going to close the gap.
So Royal, a big night tonight when J.J. Johnson left the game injured, steps up, gets the turnover. Wolfpack will go to some ground and pound to see if they can't salt this one out. 210 rushing yards to 201 passing yards for NC State. There isn't any secret what they came in here to do tonight, especially in this second half.
Listen, I've just been impressed with their ability for one play to play off of another, to lead to another. And they've got a lot of backfield action. Obviously, they've got 2 really strong running backs, but the quarterback's what makes it go. He has been so efficient here tonight.
You hear the Wolfpack crowd on hand chanting, "Let's go Wolfpack." They made the short drive from Raleigh. And a timeout for Wake Forest.
It will be 30 seconds.
You know, and Dave Dorn better be careful. People are going to start talking about his team.
Oh, no, he wants to stay low in the weeds.
Because the Stars showed out tonight. And when you look at the start of their schedule, East Carolina is one of those chippy rivalry games. Saw it in the bowl game a year ago, but you get that win 24-17. Then you've got a non-conference game against Virginia, but a familiar foe.
And a much improved Virginia team, by the way.
They come back from 10 down to get that win 35-31. They've won close games. They faced adversity. They've played some decent opponents. Now they come on the road to Wake Forest, And it looks as if they're going to be able to close this one out to start 3-0. And that's a good start for a team that a lot of people may not have been talking about in the preseason.
And that's how Dave Doran likes it. He likes to just kind of lurk in the shadows as he develops a football roster and tries to put together the right components. Obviously got the leadership part of it fixed from a year ago. That was a priority.
Oh, incomplete. Intended for Anderson. That's going to be a 4th down. So a quick 3 and out on a dropped ball. Could have easily been a 1st down. So Wake Forest is going to get the ball back.
Well, on top of it, it stops the clock. That's a huge drop for NC State because, you know, they have 1 of 2 choices there. They could have lined up and handed the ball off to Hollywood Smothers or Duke Scott. You may not get it. If you don't, you punt. You're playing great defense. Force Wake Forest to go the length of the field. Instead, the clock stopped.
That might even be one, too, where you ask C.J. Baylor to take a little bit off the fastball.
Yep.
The arm strength's not a problem for him, that's for sure. So Noonkester to punt again. They brought the rush. Flags down. That'll get to the 1st down they need. Doesn't matter what variety it is because it was 4th and 3. And another costly penalty in the 2nd half for Wake Forest.
Running into the kicker, defense number 43. That 5-yard penalty results in a 1st down.
That's Cassano. And so just losing the last 2 possessions, you get the targeting penalty that extends your drive on the Wake Forest offense. The very next play, they throw an interception, Robby Ashford. You get the stop you need on 4th down to get the ball back, and then you commit to running into the kicker.
Yeah.
And you move the chains, get the ball back to NC State.
And NC State helped you by stopping the clock with an incomplete pass on 3rd down.
The start of this game so encouraging for what Jake Dickert's trying to build. Up 14-0. Opening game kick return. And NC State kind of just been a boa constrictor in the 2nd. It's kind of just squeezed little by little as Hardy on Duke Scott.
Wake Forest, their 2nd of the half. It will be 30 seconds.
And look, we kind of touched on his career early on, and Jake Dickert, the 1st-year head coach, and he knows it. We were talking about that a lot of people on this side of the country might not be familiar with him. He was tucked up at North Dakota State, then he was the defensive coordinator up at Pullman, got the head coaching job up there. They're playing Pac-12 after dark games at 11 o'clock. I think the most people know about Jake Dickert candidly is that he had Sean Mateer.
Yeah.
Sean Mateer.
Yeah, John and Cam Ward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he had #1 overall pick that transferred to Miami. He had John Mateer, who transferred to Oklahoma. And he comes in here energized, believing that a guy who's coached at every level, you see the 2 contemporaries of his.
Pretty good company.
That really is. And he's young. Dickert's young. So 2nd and 12. And that's going to take Smothers down. They'll probably use another timeout, which they do, their final time.
Than anybody thought that they would be at this point of the season. We're only 3 weeks in.
All right, so again, they use their timeout, so it's going to be 4th down. And NC State will be in no rush to get the punt off. It'll go down to about 3 minutes. So Wake Forest will get the ball about under 3 minutes. They'll have to hurry up. They've got the 2-minute timeout still.
I think the reality is, as the course of this game wore on, Wake Forest just, their depth got worn down on defense. That's not where they're at yet. And then self-inflicted wounds from a penalty perspective reared its ugly head here in the 2nd half.
Charge timeout. NC State, their 2nd of the half. It will be 30 seconds.
All right, so coming up next after the game, we got SportsCenter previewing a great slate Saturday in the SEC. Live post-game coverage. Commanders and Packers playing Thursday night in the NFL. How about Aaron Judge ties Joe DiMaggio on the all-time home run list? That's not just any name for the Yankees. No. That's one of the all-time greats. As sports editor Shea Cornett and Trevor Scales on ESPN and the app coming up after we conclude. Go Pack Go as a 2-touchdown lead on Jaden Daniels and the Commanders. You know what? Look at this guy.
Look at that.
What a legend.
That's a hat.
Left the house making that choice. I want to dip into this conversation. Look, you know what? When you get your special teams to show up like that at the end of the game. So
the lob wedge, Matt?
That was, you know what? No, it was more of a standard pitching wedge, a little stock pitching wedge. Not high enough to be the lobber.
All righty.
You know, you look at, we were just talking about the Packers up 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
There's such that, I mean, Jaden Daniels' first couple of games hadn't been great. Just looking at, I mean, that second-year thing is a thing.
Well,
we saw that C.J. Stroud.
There's a lot of work that gets done in the offseason, Matt Berry.
I know. There's a whole year of tape on this kid now.
I remember when they asked Buddy Ryan, the great Buddy Ryan, would the run and shoot work in the NFL? He said, yeah, for a week.
Oh, what a hit. Sean Brown just laid the wood on Claiborne. Tough night for the star running back. No timeouts for the Demon Deacons.
How about these 2 linebackers for NC State? Caden Fordham, who we've mentioned a ton tonight, as well as Sean Brown. I mean, wow.
It doesn't matter the year or the story, but somehow NC State under Dave Dorn's going to bring a defense. Now, admittedly, the first 2 games, they gave up a ton of yardage. But in the red zone, they just didn't allow too many scores. And Dave Dorn flat out said, he goes, the only number I care about on defense is scoring defense.
Correct.
And they had to play better on 3rd down tonight, and they have. Wake Forest just 6 of 13 on 3rd down tonight. They defended 19 3rd downs a week before. That's a good shot over the middle from Ashford. That's going to be short of the 1st down. Sean Brown again on Hernandez. So 4th down and counting down to the 2-minute timeout.
Well, they got to get rolling here. We got to get some urgency from Wake Forest offensively.
All right, so that's going to be a 1st down for the Demon Deacons. And that's going to take us to the 2-minute timeout. Their home stadium is Ty Clark III. A Legacy Stadium. Going to keep them around a little bit longer. 1st and 10. Ashford somehow gets out of that, directing traffic, so he'll go out of bounds. As Chase Bond chases him out. You know, look, you look at the future too. I mean, Claiborne's obviously gone. He's a senior. Last year of football for Robby Ashford. Their backup quarterback, Deshaun Purdy.
Is Purdy.
I'm just telling you, this kid, I called a game with him last year when he was at Charlotte, got his first start. Transferred from there to Florida for a cup of coffee that ends up here at Wake Forest. So you have the building pieces if you're Jake Dickert. Barnes is a freshman. They'll have some turnover at receiver. Hernandez only a junior. But you got to get good up front.
Absolutely.
And if they get good up front.
Have some portal additions up front. Develop the current players that you have. Get a full stock of a recruiting class in here.
Back and forth between defender and Micah Mays, incomplete. I'll use a team as a good example as kind of a litmus of where they could perhaps follow. South Florida, we called South Florida week 1. And they knew they had to get big up front. And so what do? They hit the portal, brought in some veteran 5-year graduate type guys.
And they were right on them.
And every single one of them, we've seen it through the first 2 weeks. And so if you're Alex Golis, you go 7-6 your first 2 years, they go get the portal, they hit it right at the right spots, and you can turn it around quickly now. Oh, wait a second. Did he just get hit in the downtown district?
Well, I tell you what, if he did, it didn't faze him.
Is this the second dollar we have tonight? We got $1 for the food truck. That's coming on
No
Golf
question.
Fly. That's coming. Let's have another look. Is this another $1? Hey, look, that guy's hand speed, his hand saved him. Sir, your $1's been revoked.
It's treacherous there at the umpire position. You're right in the thick of it.
Yeah, that. And NC State now, they're just going to get in the greatest formation in all of football. Scored the game's final 20 points. Bailey, 3 TD passes on the night. Smothers, his career high, 24 carries, 164 yards. In NC State, the second half, their defense held Wake to 70 yards, 0 points, and just 2 first downs.
Well, they certainly have a process, that's for sure, because a week ago at home, almost a carbon copy of how that game played out, and this one here tonight.
How do you assess Dave Dorn and the Wolfpack now moving forward?
Well, I love their resiliency. I think with each passing week, they're going to get more and more confident. The quarterback's going to get better and better. I'd like to see them shore some things up in the first and second quarter on defense. You know, just not giving up the explosive plays that they gave up tonight in the first half and then shut it down in the second half.
You know, because I was able to call, and I know you have as well, I called, you know, a start of C.J. Bailey's early in his career last year at Georgia Tech as a true freshman. And I think that the statement was true. He was a project then.
Sure.
I can't believe the strides that this young man has made between years 1 and 2.
Well, and what they loved about him, though, at that time was, despite being a freshman, despite not having any experience, nothing fazed him. Right? He didn't get caught up in the emotions and the highs and the lows. He just maintained steady, went to work. And again, uncommon composure and poise.
And Dave Dorn and NC State, they're going to move to 3-0 on the early part of this season and win this Big Four rivalry at a game that's been played 119 consecutive years. For Harry Lyles down on the field, Tom Luganville up here in the booth, I'm Matt Berry. Enjoy the college football week.